But what do they do? So here it says Iranian Black Pete. Because what they want to do, this is the Dutch, but the Dutch trying to justify themselves. So they would say like Iranian Black Pete does get protected by the VN, but the Dutch Black Pete that doesn't get protected, does not get protected. You know why? Because here you put the afro and stuff like that and all that there. They don't put the afro there. They just put the black face, but it represents us. But it's kind of strange. There's a lot of people that are our people that live in that country, because these monkeys don't know music like that. So they represent the music. And what do the Black Pete come with in the Netherlands? They come with singing and dancing. That's exactly what they're doing. But if you look up the history, all you need to do is type in the Dutch Black Pete and chains, like a chain, a slave chain. You will see that, oh, you can't see it, blurry. They marked it, but you know, they're trying to hide it and stuff like that. He had a chain around his neck because he was a slave. I need to put in book. I got it. So here you see he had a chain around his neck, around his feet. One foot was chained, right? And then you go to see what it says right here? It says Black Pete, but I typed in Krampus. But it says Black Pete. And then they show you the one of the other places in Europe. So here, let me translate it to the English. Can I do that? Got it. Here, below is a list of all those devilish Petes across Europe. See, they call us the devil. Don't get tricked by these fucking, don't be tricked. You know, you have Austria, yeah? Let me see here. Translate. You have Austria, you have Czech Republic. They also have a racist thing there where they call us the devil. Germany again, South Germany is very big country, that's why. France, they have it. Alsace, they have it too. Switzerland, they have it too. This guy, Hans Trapp. What does he? But they make movies out of him now, making him a Caucasus man. But what does he have? A beard. These Caucasian people are not really known for walking around with a beard. It's an Israelite man as a slave. That is what he is. It's a Jacob descendant. And when they say Black Knight, by the way, a Black Knight is talking, it's not about the fucking armor. He didn't have black armor back in those days. And even if he did, it wasn't representative of the armor. It was what was representative of his face and skin color. Anyway, the beard, and he had a bag. It's a whole history behind it. But the point is that, you know, look, he has the thing around his hand wherewith he can whip evil children. He has the thing on his back. This is Hans Trapp. And what does Krampus have? Krampus, here. Back in the days, they had bags made out of these things. Here, he has it on his back. You had wood and all that there type of stuff. And I forgot the other word, which is it's a plant actually. You make it into this. Here, this one. This one. You can make it more beautiful. You know, you can make it. This is more beautiful, but yeah. These were the bags back in the days. Nowadays they use plastic, but back in the days they use this, and also wood. You know, stuff like that. But anyway, so it shows you here he has this, but then later on they put the bag here. This guy is the same as Krampus. Is this everything is the same thing? They just changed it, just like how they worship devils. One of them, they were or one group of them, not one of them individually, but one group of them might worship, how you call that guy, Baphomet. Then the other group might worship Lucifer. Then the other group might worship Satan. Then the other group might worship the Queen of Heaven. The other group might worship this, and the other group might worship that. It's all fuck. It's all the goddamn. It's all the same thing. Yeah, but that's the same thing that they do too. They just change names, have a little bit tweaked traditions. But here it says Harifurus Firus from Iran. But you see a Caucasus male. That's what they kind of changed it into. But this is actually what it is. It's the same name. This is what it is. Nowadays they want to be more modernized, so they're coming up with this type of bullshit, you know. But that is not what it is. It is this. Like a slave that sings and dances and brings them joy on our suffering. Here. Sing us a song of Israel. Here, this one. Psalms 137:3. For there they carried us away captives, slaves, required of us a song, and they that wasted us, they destroyed and robbed us and murdered us, required us of us mirth. So we were wasted and destroyed, but we needed to bring them joy, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion, so that we can be entertained and feel great about ourselves, while having you with this beautiful whatever voice and stuff, whatever you do, athleticism, whatever you do, rapping, comedy, anything, just entertainment, just do it for us, and then, you know, we can laugh and be at pleased, be at pleasures with ourselves and stuff like that. So they have different countries where they do this. They have different countries, right? And let me see. But they're lying. This picture is a fucking lie. This is more modernized. Huh? Haji is a man with blackface, red lips, and a bright red bone robe. The Moors used to dress up like that. That's what they mocking, because they enslaved the Moors. Here, Black Sinterklaas Velu, 1900. He was also a black slave. He was a slave. This is Dutch. He was a slave. He used to clean up stuff. And here you see here you can see this too. This here, and then I want to see him metaprinta. Here, do you look? See the thing in his hand and the thing on his back, the sack. Both of these were slaves, but anyway, originally both of them were black men. But then they took this, just like how they took the stories of Snow White and then they made it into a fucking fairy tale. That shit is not a goddamn fairy tale. It's a goddamn fucking caucus bullshit, devil shit. And then turned into children love. Oh, I love it. Same thing with Peter Pan. Same thing with everything you know concerning Disney. Everything you know, all the stories that you've been seeing. Oh, I love these stories. I grew up with them. Shoot. You don't know what the hell they did, where they got it from. It's some devil shit. That's what it is. But they tweaked it so that now it looks like, oh, it's so fun for the kids. Yeah, it goes back to something real deep. He takes you in the bag, smoking a cigarette, and he has the printa in his hand again. Okay, remember this, and then go here. What do you see in his hand? Oh, and the chain around his neck, around his thing, and then you see here a chain around his feet. And there's more pictures, by the way. I just can't fit. I have them saved up, but I wasn't preparing for this, so I just go off of this. So, but yeah, this is what it is. So every time you hear that song, jingle bells, jingle all the way, the bells around the chains around his feet was kinkling, 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 all the way that he had to walk from house to house. And then they played as if they were the good saint, because Saint Nicholas was actually a saint, and to be a saint you need to be an Israelite. That's like, to be a saint is like being Chinese. You can be born everywhere you are. People gonna look at you and be like, oh, that's a Chinese person. That's it. And that is what a saint is. A saint is an Israelite. You can't be an Israelite and you can't be a saint if you are not an Israelite. But yeah, and this was for the wicked kids that he would enslave them also. But it was just and this was actually, it's a whole story behind it. Because what did we do? We sold them to the Arabs. Yeah, Arabs are big slave owners. But anyway, not to go too much up in this topic, I did a very long video about that actually. Maybe 6 hours or something like that. But I don't have it on any other channels. My now that I think about it, my older channels, they took it away. So maybe one day I will upload it again, maybe if somebody's interested. But yeah. But just to cut this off,
World War, the Anglo-Iranian oil company grew to control all of Iran's oil.
So they went from 84% to having all of the oil taken. Well, what do you think that they're doing in the Panama Canal? They didn't even give them 16%. They went out there, melted the people. They melted them with the weapons that they had back then. You can already imagine what they have right now if they already had laser type of weapons back then that they used on the people. I'm gonna give you an example. Okay? Okay? That sounds very specific, very Pacific Island, Pacific Ocean. You mean to tell me that fire just didn't burn these trees, but it burned the house flat to ashes? Well, that's a particular fire. You would think that fire was not racist, but discriminatorial or something like that. I don't know, fancy word. Discriminative. Something like that. That's one.
In this video.
No, it's not here anyway. Fucking devils. No. 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 I think this one. Oh yeah.
What the hell?
Panama. It wasn't that big of an area, but that thing that you saw his flesh rip. Panama. That's what they did there. For real. This is what they did there. I ain't playing with you. Neither are they. Neither are the Edomites. I'm not playing with you about this. I'm telling you the truth. They ain't playing neither. They're showing you the truth. Well, not openly. But they do make it their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Anyway, so this was a movie made in what year? (1992). So they already knew, the Japanese knew that technology was already there. And then here later on in the near future, in the close future by, where did I put it? Oh shit. Here. This one. What did he go and do? He went to the place. But anyway, you can watch the movie for yourself. I'll put the link in the description box. Both of them went. He went also to space, if I'm correct. This same guy. I think he went to, let me see. He looked up. And then later on, I think he jumped towards space and then he went there. And that is the exact same thing that he did. What did he do? He went to space. He went to space after he was shot, and it says here 144,000. This is the weapon that I think that these type of weapons that I think. Okay, I'm not going off of somebody else here, but I saw here 144. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I think that Esau thinks that he's going to be able to use this against the 144,000. No weapon formed against thee shall prosper. He doesn't know that scripture. I think he doesn't know. He knows. He knows all these scriptures, man. Okay, the children of this world, which are the children of darkness, are wiser in their generation than the children of light. Our people are trying to be. So what do you want to be when you grow up, rah? I want to, niggas, you stupid. I want to be a motherfucking, you know. They want to be rap stars. They want to be movie stars. They want to be athletes. Esau, when he grow up, he want to be a ruler. He want to own stuff. He want to have people work under him. Their ambitions is different. They want to do stuff to people. Jacob, they want to entertain you. I had that same virus. You know, I saw rapping. I wanted to do it too. Ooh, I want to do it too. You know. But Lord, favorite. Well, I hope so. Lord willing, I got out of that mindset, which is just abominable. But yeah, these people are now. Oh yeah, let me translate it for you. They're now bitching and complaining, talking about, oh, but the Iranians, they are allowed to do it. How come we are being messed around with? Here you have it again. Striking similarities with Black Pete, you know? Why? Because these Iranians have the same thing. Fuck Iran too. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a shit about all that, man. All of these people are our enemies. Don't think for 1 second just because whatever, man, you know. Just because one likes you doesn't mean that now, or you like one, doesn't mean that now 999 of them or 999 of them are your friends also. If you are friends with a snake, why don't you go home to his home and you know, hang around with the family at a barbecue or something. You see if they ain't looking at you like something to eat. Maybe not a snake, but he's gonna bite you. Let's say a bear. You friendly with one bear, right? Okay, go to the woods to his family members that didn't grow up with him, you know, or as him. Why don't you go make friends with them? You know, shake their hand or something like that. Do a little tussle, you know, or wrestle. What you do with your little pet, your little, you know, bear pet. Hmm? Why don't you tussle with him? You know, have a little tussle. Yeah, how about that? That's a dog. Bear, man. You know, you tussle with that little bear. Yeah, go tussle with them. Wow. Whatever. You know that some people have bears as pets in Russia, for example. Yeah. You can tussle with them, play with them and stuff like that. You play ball with them. Yeah, play ball. Why don't you play ball with the rest of his family? Literally his cousins and stuff like that. Go. My point is, if you go to these places with that Edomite friend of yours, or that Iranian friend of yours, or that Elam friend of yours, or that Chinese Moabite or Ammonite, you know, Japanese friend of yours, you know, he might be cool with you. But why don't you go around his family at whatever the hell they have that is dissimilar to barbecue? Why don't you go chill there? See if they like you. Some of them will show you right then and there, and some of them, they will show him. Yeah. And sometimes they don't care. They'll be like, fuck you, he's my friend, accept it, or not, I'm going to cut you off then. You do have people like that. Heber was one of them. Heber cut them off from being around them. And he stayed around the Israelites, and he got a blessing therefore, which is this. Jeremiah 35:19. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh the powerful, is God of the power of Esau, Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, which is eventually, or the son of the Kenites, which eventually is the son of Heber, and stuff like that, and eventually Midian, and eventually Abraham, shall not want a man to stand before me forever. Why? Because there will always be of the bloodline of the Rechabites, of the Kenites, there will always be at least one that will believe in Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham. But that doesn't mean salvation is for them, so be careful what you think. It does mean that the Most High did bless him, because he is not a man that he shall lie, and he shall not take back his word. If he said so, it shall go forth. So you need to understand that. And if you don't, then there's other scriptures that you might accept, but that scripture that I just showed you, you might not accept it. Genesis chapter 17 verse 20. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him. You do accept that one, because it was taught unto you. Genesis chapter 25 verse, actually 27, sorry. 27 verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew from heaven above. So did he get the blessing? Yes, he did. That's why he owns everything right now. That's why he owns the Panama Canal route. That's why he owns the this too. He owns the best places in the world. That's why he owns, I'm looking for the Suez Canal. That's what I'm looking for. Anyway, he owns that. He owns these places in their lands, and they can't do a motherfucking thing about it. And if they do, he bomb the shit out them. He make their houses look like this. Imagine a house being burned flat, like fucking stone burned flat. Look, it's still burning. Look here, you have here, it's flat. What can do this? What is able to make stone into ash? You might think like, oh, they just came up and then afterward they took away the rubble and stuff like that. You know, when the house burns, it looks like this. This is what it looks like. This is a real burned house. Like your normal fire. This is normal fire. This is the aftermath thereof. This is it. This is how fire looks. The stone is intact, my man. The roof, that's not stone. The roof is most likely, no, not most likely. The roof is not stone, my man. If you have a stone roof, you in danger. The shit might fall. It depends if it's like a this one. Okay. Not that one. This is Rotterdam. I'm not looking for this one. This is Rotterdam. No, I'm not looking for this one. Damn. Feed content. This one. So you have houses like this. The top of this is stone. You know, it's stone to a certain degree, but yeah, it's stone. This one isn't. The three triangle. This is stone. Just like a federal like a government building. You have the government buildings that are, you know, this and stuff like that. It's not necessarily stone, I should say. Actually, I shouldn't say that actually, but it's still different than this one. You know, this one is a lot of time it's wood. It's just soft things that are able to burn. And a lot of times here, not a lot of, I don't know, man. I can't explain it. Let me just leave it at that, like that. The point is that the house, the roof will burn. It's burnable. The house is not burnable. The house itself, the frame. But if if you are able to do this, you know what? I'm not gonna talk about this, man. I mean, 9/11, right? Who went to jail? No one. So I'm not trying to lock nobody up and stuff like that. I have other things in plan that I want to do. I'd be like, oh, wait, do you want to bring us to justice? No. Do you want to lock us up? No, I don't want to lock you up. What do you want then? Well, what I would want is this. Joshua chapter 13 verse... Where is it again? Joshua 10, 13. Okay, what did I just do then? Joshua 10. Oh, I was looking at this. Okay, cool. Joshua, just one. Joshua 10 and 13. And the sun stood still and the moon stayed until the people avenged themselves upon their enemies. That's it. Revelation chapter 2. I don't want you in jail. Well, why would I want you in jail? I don't want your reparations for slavery. Why would I want your money? I don't want your money. You can keep that money. And then they feel safe. Oh, see? He doesn't want revenge. They're better than us. Oh, really? Okay. That's what you think. Revelation chapter 2 verse 26. And he that overcometh all the bullshit of the world, everything that you can imagine, that overcometh to win here, overcome, succeed in dealing with a difficulty or a problem in this world, which is the whole entire world. And he that overcometh and keep my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Ooh, what we gonna do with him? What we gonna do with him, Lord? And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. What we gonna do with him? What we gonna do with him, Lord? As the vessels of a potter, I need to say it like that. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers. What is that? What is that? What is that talking about? Okay, potter's vessel. Oh. What happened to it if you what happens if you Woo! Hey, still looking at you like, what were you gonna do about it? Huh? Fuck you. Yeah. That's what's up. You see? Yeah, so that's a potter's vessel, and he's the boss. A cute little cat. It's the boss. The homie looking at you, looking at the glass, looking at you, looking at the glass in front of you. Tip it over. Bling-a-ling-a-ling, looking at you, sticking out the hand, still slapping it. Bam! Yeah? Hope you get that. I showed a cute picture so you don't get angry at what I'm actually telling you what I'm going to do, Lord willing. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So who allowed it? Maybe it was Satan. I knew it was Satan. Really? It's not Satan, kid. You are. Anyway. So yeah, that's a choosy fire. He only chose to burn stone. He didn't do anything to the trees except dehydrated them. Oh, it's getting very warm in here. He still didn't die. You're intact. Yeah. Anyway, man. It's not like I'm trying to stop him by showing you these pictures and stuff like that. Oh, he's with conspiracies. The conspiracies are real. Conspiracies are in the Bible. A secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful. Psalms 83 and 3. They have taken crafty counsel and consulted against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. What does that mean? Consulted against thy hidden ones. They have taken crafty counsel. That looked like a conspiracy to me. Clever, let me see. Involving the making of decorative objects. Devious. I got it. Devious, witty, cunning, craft, skillful, you know? Crafty counsel, that's advice. So they have given cunning, wicked, the devilish advice amongst each other and consulted against thy hidden ones. And what do? Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy. Psalms 83. What is confederacy? Confederacy goes into alliance. Okay, so conspiracy is a group. Oh, okay. So what is an alliance or a league? What is that all about? Joined together as a league. Oh. So what's a group? What's a group, do you think? A number of people. Oh. So can you safely say that you mean to tell me that Confederacy is a gang of people? Is that real gang? Oh man, you gotta look at these people and just laugh, you know. But that's why the scriptures bringeth many waters. You have a lot of people that are dead. you ain't an Israelite. You're not an Israelite. They're dead. Exodus chapter 1 verse 16. And he said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women and seat them upon the stools, which are seats where you birth with. They call it birthing stools nowadays. Stools to give birth. These ones. You know. These is modern now. Modernized. But back in the days you had birthing stools. Here, ancient Egypt. Hieroglyphs. I saw it there. Here you go. Birthing stool. And here you have it again. Birthing stools. You had that. They used to sit upright and birth children. See? They used to sit upright. Only a dummy would go lie down on her back. Because Esau told you. Oh, yeah, Esau said so. Yeah. Dumbass. But then again, hey, a lot of people believe it. So if it was possible, they would deceive the very elect. So they're very good. So just know that it's very hard to escape from a devil. Just know it. Just know, if just by that scripture alone, if it would be possible, he would deceive the very elect. So it's dangerous to be what? So he's that dangerous? Yes, he is that dangerous. That's how dangerous he is. Look at the videos that he's bringing out right now concerning the software that he's using that he calls AI, but it's CGI. It's the same. It's actually CGI. Computer generated images. That's very deceiving. It's very good too. It'll trick the shit out you. If you don't know. Anyway. And the people of older caliber, like the older people that are now in their 60s and 70s and 80s, oh, they don't know. If you show them a picture of themselves, they say like, I don't remember doing that, because they don't know. They have no idea. You can fake the voice, everything. Anyway, going on. And see them upon the stools. If it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. But the midwives feared Yahweh, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. Verse 19. And the midwife said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively, and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. But anyway, the point is here, they're lively. I didn't look up the Hebrew word of it actually, now that I think about it, but yeah. But if you read it off of what you see here, they're very lively. If you think about it, they are. Because if you talk to the heathen nations, you look at them and be like, you're dead. They have no spirit in them. Yeah, they're dead. Anyway. But Pharaoh did murder the sons anyway. He murdered them anyway. Right. But yeah. They are confederate. This is a confederacy of heathen nations put together. Okay. Isaiah 23 and 1. The burden of Tyre, how ye ships of Tarshish, for it is laid waste. The Most High is going to make sure that you're going to be destroyed. And all the merchandise of Esau right now that he's having a ball with, the Most High is going to take that and break that. It says, for it is laid waste, so that there is no house, no entering in. And if you read the book of Isaiah chapter 60, you will see what this means, because the scripture says that our gates shall be opened continually, and everybody shall bring everything into our house, the house of Israel. Anyway, going on. There is no house, there is no entering in from the land of Shittim. It is revealed to them from this land, which is the land of Japhet, and Alexander the Creep. He came from there. He was in their midst, and you can read about it here. Well, that's actually another story, but actually, wait, sorry, I think I mixed two things together, but still, he also came from Shittim, so don't forget that. First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1, and it happened after that Alexander, the son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim is the same word, they just changed it, had smitten Darius, king of Persia, and Medes. This is history. This is the reality. But I'm thinking about, is it the one that come and killed Canaan? I don't think so. I think I missed two scriptures with each other. But this is good too, for showing that what it means. I'm not saying that that is the account that happened there, because I need to go read it again. Sorry about that. But I'm showing you what it means. Like somebody came out of there and showed them the truth. They beat the shit out of them. The Most High brought pain upon the people of Canaan in Tyre. And he destroyed their ships and took it over. Okay, here it comes. Be still, ye inhabitants of the islands. Thou whom the merchants of Zidon that pass over the sea have replenished. Replenished with what? Here. The merchants of the Arabians, what do? They replenish the Americans. The merchants of Asia, what do? They replenish the Americans. Everything is made in China. Fill something up again. Who is filling America with products? China. China is filling. I had another one actually. Where is it, man? Suez Canal routes. Here. Who is filling Europe? China. Who is filling America? China. Who's filling America's riches with gold, silver, and mineral resources? Africa. Who's filling Europe with resources? Africa. You know? But this one is the one that they will admit to as to doing business. Here they steal, and nobody can stop them anyway. Here they steal and rob. Nobody can stop them anyway. Here they want to, but they kind of can't, because the children of Sheth among the Moabites, they're going to fuck their ass up. And they know. That's why they ain't fucking around. They know, like, no, these people got some bombs too. Shit, we need to talk to them. They're going to shoot, they're going to kill. You know? And just let's fight them financially. You know, cut them off and do certain type of things, hinder them from building further. Look at this, for example. America here. Dutch ASLM offered to spy on China for US. Not only that, China launches its own whatever machine and shuts down. Wait, that's not what I want. US. This is what I want. I think US lawmakers. Fuck off, man. US lawmakers target Chinese chip making equipment by making sure that the Dutch farm manufacturers cannot give them ASML technology. Wow, 3 days ago. I was looking at this. I'm like, what the hell is this? Okay, cool. I didn't know about this. I didn't read about that. Cool. But I do know that America has ordered here. America has ordered. Wow, I really need to read that. Okay, so has ordered Dutch to stop giving what? It still pops up. But I know that ASML didn't listen to them. I do know that. Stop exporting MSL technology. No. This is what I want. US wants Dutch supplier to stop selling chip making gear to China. That's what I want. Why? Because they're blocking them. They block it. They hate them. They don't want them to get too far. They love them, but they don't love them enough to where they want them to be on their own. And that would be then competition. They want to keep them below so that they can always use slave labor, cheap labor, from them and stuff like that. And they don't want them to have a advantage, because with the Dutch, their chips, everybody needs the Dutch chip. They're the only one in the planet Earth, literally. They're the only one in the planet Earth that actually knows how to make certain type of chips. Your computer, your telephone, your television, your anything and everything you can imagine, your car, everything, that comes from this one. And then they give it to the Taiwan, which is the chip makers. They are the chip creators. Taiwan is the chip makers. And from Taiwan, everybody else goes and look. Here, why isn't ASML the only country that is 97% Taiwan, China? I'd stick with TMC because it's more broader. It faces fewer regulation hand widths. It's growing faster and its trades is low. Why doesn't ASML produce their own chips to compete? Boy, you don't know the market. They'll probably get their ass killed. I don't know. It's dangerous out there trying to shift money away from these people, these caucus people at that. TSM. So something I forgot. I had an actual account. I had an actual article. Yes, they sell, but they was ordered not to do it by America. But I don't think that the Dutch are going to listen to America, because they kind of don't like them to a certain degree. They don't really like them. Their house is fighting against each other. ASLM, the Dutch company that dominates tech, because everybody gets their shit from here. That's the point. And then they sell it to TSM, something like TSMs. TSMC. That's it. TSMC. They sell it to TSMC, and yeah. And then from TSMC, it goes to the rest of the world. So people ask, like, so why don't they just go to ASML? Because there's a whole story about it, man. Oh no. There's many videos on it. Yeah. Why would the world be dead without this company? Yeah, all the fancy things that you can imagine is actually from these people. Like, I'm not boasting for them, bro. I'm not boasting for them, so don't get it twisted. This little Dutch company right here, I saw it. I saw it here. That one, this one, that one. This little company, basically everything, balls all up. Even Nvidia chips come from here. This female goes into it too. Every chip that you can imagine, it comes from there. This is what they make. But TSMC is the one that sells it. But anyway, I'm going off of topic actually right about now. But they are the ones that have been replenishing the Canaanites back in those days. So who's doing it now? The Midian. Midian is doing it. And sorry, I said Midian. I mean Ishmaelites. The Ishmaelites are doing it. Sorry, I made a mistake. The Arabs. Basically, the Arabs are doing it now. And yeah, that's what they're doing right about now. But anyway, loose from this. So, let me go on. First, Isaiah chapter 23, verse 3. And by great waters, the seed of Sehor, the harvest of the river, is her revenue. So this is her income. The water, the seed of Sehor. What is the seed of Sehor? Sehor. I'm sorry, I went to a whole hoop just to get back over here, you know. Isaiah 23 and 3. Here. Isaiah 23 and 3. On the great waters came the grain of the Shihor river. But what was that? It was this. Here, this picture, remember this picture that I had in the beginning that I actually forgot about until now? It says here crops. So what are they growing there? This is now what they're doing now. Actually, this was in the 80s, 90s and stuff like that. But they have it still now. I mean, they didn't stop. So, what do they have there in the Brook of Egypt? They have crops that they build, that they plant there. They have plantations there, man. That is my point. This is my point. They have. This is why I know that this is the Brook of Egypt, because you have crops there. And what are crops? That's the seed of Sihor. Where they get their revenue from, the money, because they make food there. And Isaiah 23 and 3. And by great waters, the seed of Sihor, which is the grain thereof, the harvest of the river, because they harvest it there, is her revenue. And she is a mart of nations. Now, if you look up the word mart, it goes into traffic, gain, profit. And what did the ancient prince of Tyre do? He said, it is said that Ezekiel 28 and 5, by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, thou hast increased thy riches. What traffic? He sitteth upon many waters. Here he's from Tyre and Sidon. And what did he have power over? He had power over this whole region. He was doing shipments and ship things, trading. He was getting gold from here, from Japhet. He was getting gold from Tarsus, Athens, Corinthians. He was getting gold, Lydians. He was getting Byzantion. He was getting gold from all these places. He was getting all these things: silver, thin grain, iron, copper, everything, wood, purple dyes, everything, olive oil, everything you could, iron, ivory or iron, timber, everything. So who has this power now? Because the scripture says that in history, that which has been done before shall be done again, and shall be done in the future also again. There's no new thing under the sun. So who took the place, who replaced the Prince of Tyre and did it even greater than he? Esau. He did it greater than the ancient Prince of Tyre right now. So, that's it. He is, by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, thou hast increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. I'm going to show you how he thinks. He has great wisdom. Has any one of you ever in your mind thought of taking over the Panama Canal just so that you can install a toll system, like, you know, a toll here, you know, a toll system where you have to pay to use the road. He puts up systems so you can't just go by, and if you go by, like, well, you're gonna pay that day. You're gonna know not to do it again. You know, you're gonna make it worse for you. You're gonna have to pay me, boy. Pay me. You know, I keep on paying me continually for using my road that I made. Nobody asked you. Yeah, but still you use it. But it's like Esau. He kills millions of chickens and stuff like that, millions of animals. Nobody in the history of history did that shit, man. Yeah. But what does he do it for? I am here to feed the people. No, you're here to make money. The people back in the days, they used to kill for their own, like their own city. That's why when you had the marketplace back in the days, you had the marketplace back in the days and stuff like that. These individual people would have their own. This is in another country, by the way. You can see it, South America. But these people, what did they have? They have their own gardens and they have their own places and stuff like that. So what do? She most likely not. Most likely her sons, and then she does the fun work, which is just sitting there collecting the money. But it's the boys, sometimes the daughters too. I'm not knocking them or something like that. But they are the ones that go out there and gather the fruit and plant. And the women plant too. I'm not knocking them. So it's not that bullshit. I'm not doing that. I'm just giving you an example of the majority. The majority is the men go out and have these places, and then they farm them, and you know, and then when it's all settled, then the women come and plant also. But to chop a whole field and make it into a place where you can plant stuff, most of the time men do it. Anyway, so, and then the men, they did all the labor and stuff like that, and they are the ones that go out fishing. You know, they fish, and then they come to the markets, and then they give to the people. That a lot of people don't like to fish. A lot of people don't like to do the work and stuff like that, and then they only want to eat the fish. Well, pay me for my services. I went there and sometimes risk my life to fish because I know you like it, and I know I like money. So pay me for my services so that you can eat beautiful, good tasting fish and other animals, lawful animals, of course, and also other fruits and stuff like that. This is wood that you can do stuff with and stuff like that. But anyway, just like in the scriptures, it speaks about wood. We have things that, you know, you can use as wood and stuff like that. But people do other ritualistic things with it. I don't mind. Not mind. I mind myself not with that. Yeah. I know what it is for. And that is because the Heavenly Father created everything. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, 1 Corinthians chapter 8. All that thou do us unto Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua. I can eat anything I want. All lawful things. I can use anything I want. But other people would say, oh, this nigga witchcraft. I'm going to kill you because you want to kill me. But then again, it's another story, man. Let me leave that. Not get angry and stuff like that. It's not the day to get angry today. Not today. But the point is that you pay for the people's services. But what does Esau do? He murders millions, yeah? Nobody in the history of history did that. He murders millions of animals and stuff like that. And sometimes he says they have diseases, so he got to call them here. 4.5 million animals called bird flu in 2022. He's lying. He's lying. He's trying to set up the famine. Let me show you something. I was just looking for something, and check out the funny stuff, okay? Check out the funny stuff. Look here. So I click this. You're not going to get it in the first page, right? Because that's how they work. That's how they do stuff, okay? Then you go to Yandex. That's why I'm telling you, man. If you want to do research, like deep dive and stuff like that, don't be going on Google, man. If you want to do something, if you want to look up something against the governments or against the elites of the caucus race, don't use Google. Type the same thing here. The first thing I get is exactly the video that I want, because I typed it in correctly. It is exactly what I typed in. So they want to play like fucking irritating, because this is what they do. If you go here, you won't be bothered with that. Here, neither. Rumble. I don't need to go there, actually. Rumble is very good too. But anyway. Fucking devil. That shit should be illegal, man. Fucking devil. But they break their own rules anyway. You know, they could stop you.
Survivors from the Satanic
FBI veteran. Former head of the
Listen
regional office in Los Angeles.
Carefully.
Is there a network of these satanic murderers in this country, do you allege?
based on information furnished to me by confidential sources and informants, based on interviews with dozens of survivors from the satanic operations through the years, satanic beliefs, etc. I can say that there is a network of these people across the country who are very active. They have their own rest and relaxation farm. They are in contact with each other. It ties in loosely to the drug operation. Ties into motorcycle gangs. And it goes on and on. They have their own people who specialize in surveillances and photography and in assassinations.
After this commercial break, we're going to have the anatomy of a satanic crime, showing you why law enforcement has had such a difficult time coming to grips with the strange, shadowy world.
Because who owns the police officers? The same people that you claim that gave you that shield, the cop shield. Look at the police officer shield, and then think again. FBI shield also.
Of satanic crime. Stay with us.
The Finders, an organization in Washington, D.C., is CIA front. It's a covert operation. They're involved in international trafficking of children. After one of my lectures, here's about 2 years ago, this is why I changed my mind from and using the word. They're involved in international trafficking of children. After one of my lectures, here's about 2 years ago, this is why I changed my mind from and using the word loose-knit network to conspiracy. After one of my lectures, a gentleman came up and gave me a book. He said, Ted, in fact, that lecture was specifically on the McDonald case. Ted, here's what it's all about. Take this book and read it. And this is the book, folks. It's called Pawns in the Game. And it's by William Guy Carr. William Guy Carr had the same problem I did. He wanted to know what's going on.
Huh? Why is this? Fucking devils. See, this is why I stopped playing games with these goddamn wait. Here you go.
Here's what it's all about.
Here's what it's all about.
Take this book and read it.
Take this book and read it.
And this is the book, folks. It's called Pawns in the Game.
Pawns in the Game.
And it's by William Guy Carr. William Guy Carr had the same problem I did. He wanted to know what's going on in America and around the world. He was a Canadian, however. And as a result of his research, he wrote this book. So, we have the Illuminati. Now, the Illuminati was established in...
Let me get to the point.
And he culminated his work in May the 1st, 1776. And here they are right here. There's the beginning of it right here. And rather than read each one of them, I'm going to summarize it.
He's going to read every one of them, but he's going to summarize it to keep it short. Like this video that I was supposed to do in 10 minutes and 20 minutes. Now it's 3 hours, so sorry about that.
Okay, because we got a lot of work to get into. Number one.
We got a lot of work to get into. Number one.
Issue.
It's still not playing. Fucking devil shit, man. That's why once that time comes, I'm gonna get this motherfucker. We're gonna get these people, man. Because if I play this, you know, it's just gonna work. It's just gonna work all over the fucking place. Why? Because it's about ridiculous, making Jacob ridiculous. That's what it's about. This is for entertainment's sake. But when it comes to here, true learning about the Caucasus race, all of a sudden it don't fucking work. It don't work. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. Once that time comes, man. Heavenly Father, everybody that work at YouTube, just for this video, you're gonna get fucked up. You shouldn't have worked there. I was just trying to feed my family. Well, your family's gonna be sorry. Oh man, not now.
Was men are inclined to evil rather than good. Number two goal and issue was to preach liberalism. Number three, use the ideas of freedom to...
Number one, preach liberalism. Aren't they fighting right now with the liberals and conservatives? Some bullshit like that, whatever. Yeah, that was already planned in the 70s. Before that even. And he got the book, which is... Damn, what's the name called again? Pawns of Game, William Guy. Yeah, this is it. I'm not gonna read this book. I'll make him read it. I like the summary sometimes. Often I like the summaries, and sometimes I will read something. I don't want to. I just get the fast version. Or I will do the long version so that you get the fast thing, you know? Yeah. Oh shit, sorry.
Bring about class wars.
The second one is to bring about class war. See, so he's summarizing the book right now, right? The things that they already have planned, right?
That's what we're doing today. Number four, any and all means should be used to reach our goals.
And this was in the 90s, as you can see here. 1980s.
As they are justified. Any and all means.
To see our goals as they are justified by all means. So they're going to try everything to base and justify everything just to pass forth their ideologies. And they did, because we're living in it right now. The things that he's about to point out that was written in that time are right now. So that's why it's very powerful to listen to this and to listen like, what the hell? That's actually happening right now in 2025. It's literally happening.
Number five, their rights lie in force. We're talking about the Illuminati rights lie in force. Number six,
they lie in force or something like that. But that's why I wanted the translations.
The power of our resources must remain invisible until the very moment when it has gained the strength that no cunning or force can undermine it.
And that's where we're at right now, because back in the days they had to do everything in silence, or else the rowdy Edomites that were at that time, they were trying to kill them. They were trying to set their ass on fire, pitchforks and all that type of stuff. But now people are so docile and stupid that they even want to join the Illuminati, because it's just madness, man. You have no idea how powerful they are right now. And now they can talk about themselves. They put themselves up in movies and stuff like that. You can't do anything. That's why I'm not trying to stop them. You know? Oh, what are you going to do? Report me to the proper authorities? No. What are you going to do then? You'll see.
And if you will notice, it's been a very few people know about the Illuminati, so they have maintained their invisibility until most recently. Number seven, advocated mob psychology to obtain control of the masses.
Mob psychology in order to control the masses. I don't say it's exactly what he said, but yeah, that's what it is. To control the masses. Mob mentality. He's going to put something out there, and a lot of people are going to think that way. And for example, when you are against sodomites, the first thing, and a lot of people that are against sodomites, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, "Look, I'm not a homophobic, but," they gotta defend, they gotta say like, "Okay, I'm not that. Okay, please don't single me out. Oh, fuck you. Please don't single me out, please." But you see, because they're scared. They're scared. They're scared to speak against it, you know, because the mob is there. That's a lot of people. You could just swing with the mob. They're not about themselves. They ain't standing firm within their own minds. And if they do, the mob is going to make sure they got trouble. But if you're not afraid, you don't care about that.
Number 8, use alcohol, drugs, immoral corruption, and all forms of vice to systematically corrupt the youth of the nation.
They're corrupting their own nation. Don't forget that. This is talking about their own people. Okay? That's how demonic they are.
I mean, I don't need to document that one. How about South Central LA, CIA drug operation?
South Central LA, CIA drug operation. What is he saying? Who is this guy? Ted Gunderson. Who is he? He is a FBI guy. He is a... what? Arthur. Yeah, he made a book, so whatever. He is from the FBI. He was talking about the CIA was doing things. He's an FBI guy. He was the head of the FBI at that time. He's talking about the CIA is the one that planted the drugs in South Central. He knows exactly who it is. Where is it? Oh, here.
Coming in there. Number 9, seize.
There's a movie called Good. No. 2014, if I'm correct. Damn. What the hell? Oh, look at it there. Here, 2014 movie. Oh, here. But it's a here. It's a 2014 movie. Watch this movie, and he talks about it right now. Man, everything is connected. The truth is always connected. By the way, I should say. The lies is always connected to the truth. The opposite side.
Property by any means. We're seeing that on a daily basis. Farmers.
He will take properties, and that's another scripture. Micah 2 and 2. And they covered fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Aren't they doing that? Aren't they doing that? Man.
Businessmen. People who are arrested on nebulous charges, their property being taken away from them.
Your property being taken away from you. Just because you don't pay your, light bill, doesn't mean they can take your car. You should be, fined for the light bill, and then they can't take your house. But they can. They do that. If you don't pay road taxes, eventually they will be able to take your car. What the fuck? The car costs, for example, $15,000. Let's say you bought a new one, $25,000. They could just take that because you didn't pay your light bill. That shows you that you don't own anything. Therefore, then, if they could do that, but that's another story. People might be like, "Yeah, you're right. You should lose your car." No, actually, being all correct and righteous, you should stop him from being able to use the road that you then therefore so-called made, but you stole this land anyway, so you don't deserve no fucking taxes. But anyway, you made the roads. Well, you pay me in order for you to be able to use the roads. Okay, pay me. Okay. So when you don't pay, okay, then you can't use the roads anymore until you pay that thing. But it should get bigger and bigger. What the fuck are you talking about? And even with that, you shouldn't be able to come and take other stuff of mine, and then I gotta switch around, run around, and put those things on my other family member's name so that you can't touch it according to your own law. Because according to your own laws, you can't do that. So then I use your own laws against you. I put it in my mother's name, this name, that name, and you can't touch it. But if I think they have a new way that if they can prove that those things are gotten with ill-gotten money or something like that, then they can still take it. But that's what in the drug world and stuff like that. That's something else. But still, they're unrighteous. You know what? I'm gonna put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself, because this video is getting longer than I wanted. But it's also irritating that this video doesn't work here. This one is blocked. You can't see it. Maybe this one. This one is good. Maybe.
An organization.
Oh.
Businessman.
Yeah, this is okay. Then I'll put this one in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. But the other one is screwed. It doesn't play further. But I'm gonna get that person then. Not that person. Look who uploaded this. Like, for real. 371, because this video is not being pushed. This is very powerful. What he's saying is very powerful, and that should show you that when you have like less views, not all the time, but you know, you ask yourself like, how come this doesn't have millions of views? That's because the Heavenly Father does his thing. Many are called, but few are chosen. That's another one. But if you read the book of the Judges, you will see that the Heavenly Father dealeth with a very small portion of people. It's very small. You ask yourself like, huh? All this great information and only these people are watching? Like, that doesn't make no sense. But if you do some clown shit, you know, do some clown shit, here, you get 6 million views or whatever. I don't know if this is clown shit. I just looked at the numbers. I saw Epstein, so no, that is talking about some clown. Here. If you do some shit that don't make no damn sense. I thought an octopus. I clicked on the video too, so because I saw it here. I'm like, what the fuck is that? He didn't really play the piano, man. He actually kind of, you know, touched the things, but it was actually kind of interesting to check it out. You know, it was actually interesting. So he got me, but. Yeah, I'm trying to make it over that. I'm trying to make it come over as if, you know, you're stupid for clicking on these type of videos. No, not all the time, because I did it too. I could have not said it, and so yeah. Anyway, so let me see here. These type of videos, you know, shoot a dummy or something, Trump earshot, you know, how you call that thing? Not rearrange, but reenact this thing here, you know, 9 million. Oh, it took a year. Okay, cool. I thought it was fast. I didn't even pay attention. You have certain this video should have gathered hundreds of millions of views, because I clicked on it. You know, I clicked on it. I know what he's talking about. He's talking about that they're actually doing wicked things, the government and stuff like that. But yeah, certain people, certain videos, I look at it like, how the hell do you... And by the way, also, Esau is playing with the numbers. It might discourage certain people because of the numbers that are low. Oh, nobody's watching. I'm not even going to post a lot of videos anymore because they're not watching anyway. Don't worry about that, man. I know that is very mentally attacking. I know of it. I know about it. I know that it is real. And certain people have it stronger than others. And certain people, when they see thumbs up, they all get giggity. Ooh, they want to make more videos. And then when they don't get a lot of thumbs up, they get all somber and sad because, you know, no, people don't like my picture. Yeah. So I know that it has an emotional type of reaction that it can give to certain people, a lot of people actually, and certain people don't care. And even if you know the scriptures, let's say you did a great video that you really put in work and all that type of stuff, but you see like not a lot of people are clicking on it. You'd be like, what the fuck? Don't worry about that, man. I know it messes in your mind, of course, you know what I'm saying, but you have to understand the bigger picture. Maybe like, hey, maybe the most I don't want it to be seen. And then with that, you can get that so-called closure, as they say. It's still kind of messed up in the head because you'd be like, damn, I really wanted people to see what I have in my, you know, what I have. And therefore, to let them to get to know the Lord and stuff like that, or at least from this perspective and stuff like that. But yeah, hey, if they don't click on your videos, don't, yeah, so what? Know that you got it, yeah? The 371 people, I'm sure that, see, what the I didn't even see this shit, man. Why doesn't this shit have a... I didn't even see that, man. See, he has the same thought that came into my head when I saw it, but I know why. I know that the Most High is gonna be like, no, I'm gonna stupefy the rest of you, and only a few get to see it. But you, there's no salvation for you. You Edomite. You can wipe your ass goodbye. You know, wipe it with your face afterward. You're done wiping your ass. And you can wipe that shit away. So, don't matter. But yeah, here you will see that Esau has now the traffic of the world, the mark of the nations. He has it. He has it all over across the world. Yeah. In the two greatest pinpoints upon the planet Earth, the Panama Canal and the Suez Canal. Those are the two greatest pinpoints upon the planet Earth concerning traffic. And Esau, he got that ass. You know what I'm saying? Which one are you thinking that, have any one of you ever thought like, maybe I should take over the Panama Canal so that further north in the future, I can then have great riches because of that traffic route? I never thought of that. Esau did. Because he's a strategic devil. He always thinks about money. And he's always, you know, he has these brilliant mindsets that you'd be like, damn, that's a money-making racket right there. You know? It's crazy. But yeah, he stole it. But still, he has a great wisdom and stuff like that. He's a great wisdom. His wisdom that he had this strategic land or ocean land thing, you know, and then he built it all fancy and just to make you pay by using it, you know. If you want to use it, pay me and stuff like that. And yeah, that's what they do. That's what they've been doing. Just like with the food, they don't make a route just to feed the people. They make a route to make money off of the people that come to get fed. So when they kill all these birds, yeah, or cow, or even pig that we don't eat, but still people eat it, he's not killing the animals for the sake of feeding people, because he's going to make the prices higher till you're going to starve to death. You're going to starve, and he ain't giving a shit about you. You just want that money. Once you get that money, then he give you the dumbass food, you know, the dumbed down food. Other than that, you're dying right in front of him. He ain't giving you shit. America is the richest third world country upon the planet Earth. If you see stuff over there, you'd be like, damn, Europe doesn't have this. No country on the planet Earth has this, man. I don't even know how you spell it. But you don't see this shit across the world. You don't see this, man. You don't see this, man. I have never seen this in my life. Never seen this in my life. You know, you don't see shit like this, man. You don't see this. This is not real. Only in America, made in America. That is what it is. Made in America. The richest, poorest country in the planet Earth. The like, I don't even know what to say. The richest third world country on the planet Earth. This is just crazy. I'm bored there. The poor versus here. Watch this video. You're gonna learn something.
Welcome.
Damn, that's loud. You're gonna see that.
You see the bars and you think
You're gonna see there's two cities. There's the one on the side of Canada, and there's the one in the hood.
Blighted.
right
In
now it's
America.
divided a lot. You know,
There's fucking poor here, disgusting, and of course junkie ridden, you know, poor, just fucked up. And then they're gonna take a ride with a car, and then the guy is going to show you in the ride how you go from the Jake neighborhoods to the Caucus neighborhood, and everything changes. Everything changes. You'd be like, what? That's how y'all do? Damn. I don't know where it is, actually. I don't. Crossing the border. Oh, I think this is it.
appreciate that though.
And bad. To Canada. This is the falls. The bet on Canada's bet hit. America's flopped.
Yeah, this is then America, and this is then Canada, right over the border.
So all down by the water, it's super built up, it's super bustling.
It's built up, it's bustling.
Right now we're driving away from there, looking for kind of the rougher areas in Niagara Falls, Ontario, to see how it compares to the US side.
Yeah, it's still better because they're going to explain it to you here. But yeah, if you want to watch the video, I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. I kind of went all over the place with the topic and stuff like that. My main focus was actually talking about the Kenites. I thought other things. I didn't think actually. It just came. So sorry about all of that. Lord willing, I hope I went into some things that are interesting enough to be learned concerning the scriptures. Because here it shows you also that it says the Al-Rafa Adam. The Al-Rafa Adam. Here, no. Here. It's a dam that is in one of these places over here. This is the Rafa. No, it is a Rafa, but this is actually the Rawafa. I think that's another one. Yeah, but anyway, here around the place is the Al Rafa thing. Okay, so it says here in early 1940s, the intense agriculture pressure on the land of Egypt has led to the reclamation of portions of the shallow Nile Delta lakes, and has stimulated the extension of irrigation plans. The Egyptian government, cabinet, at that time believed that Sinai, which is here in this region, not specifically here, but more here actually, where the mountains are. Excuse me. Sinai has conditions favorable, listen good, has conditions favorable to agriculture development. 2 dams have been proposed. One dike at the One dike at the mouth, I should say. He should say. One dike at the mouth of the valley will have a storage capacity of 170 million cubic meters of water, according to irrigation experts, while a second Al-Rawafa further north, I don't know, would provide for another 6 million cubic meters of water, and would permit the water to be raised to the heights needed. So why am I reading this for you? Is to show you that it's for the agriculture of the Brook of Egypt. And there you have the crops. Here you have the vegetated land, but there's more vegetated lands. I don't know why they only show one, because I'll show you pictures of that region. This region. Here, I typed in this word, and you have the dam. And when you look at it, it's actually, especially here, for example, it's actually massively like sand. But here, you have another dam within those regions. And then you have this one over here, which I'm not sure actually if it's this one. Sorry. Let me not talk about that one actually. I only know this one, like for sure, because I checked it out. And the first one. So the first picture and the second picture, I checked them out. I think this one is 1, 2 here, because it starts with the Al. You have Al Dam, Al Rafisha Dam in Sharjah. Okay, let me leave that. Scrolling down, taking pictures, all that there. When you look at the mountains, they are very bald, as in no vegetation, not really, you know. And back in the days, this was lushing with greenery. Like more than, you know, like this one over here, but then better. This is all gray, like it's not gray, I mean sand. But yeah, so and My point is to show you of these pictures is to show you that they have dams there, and then they use these dams to do agriculture type of things. Like for example, this one, Rawal Dam, spillways and stuff like that. But this is Pakistan. But I'm giving an example of like this. It used to be lush like this, and they have different they have different places. And I have shown other videos where you have very lushful greenery type places where they have a lot of dams and stuff like that in the plain of the, that was actually Mesopotamia. Now that I'm thinking, sorry, I'm thinking of something else. Sorry, made a mistake. Yeah, I caught myself and I think like, where did I saw that video? Oh shit, I saw that video in the Mesopotamia video. Sorry about that. Okay, listen there. Anyway, you can look it up for yourself. As you can see here, I put it here, and then you have El Arish actually. Here, El Arish, you have palm trees there. This is the place that I'm talking about. El Arish or Al Arish. And this is the place. This is it. This is the place. Wait. Right, so this is the place. This is the same place. El Arish, Wadi El Arish. Wadi is water. So you have all these names that they have, and these places that they have there. You know, there's more, but still. So some of them places look like this, like a freaking desert. But it's most likely, not most likely, it's most of the time is for these type of shipments and bringing stuff in. And they also, I think they're building now. You know, the cities are here, but as the far of the eye can see, you don't really see greenery and stuff like that. But some places do have it. Here, Wadi El Arish, you have these type of places, and you can see in the further back, you can see mountains with greenery, beautiful blue water. So you do have certain places that have, you know, this look like a person that has very fucked up hair, that, you know, that didn't, you know, his hair ain't really growing and combed like that, stuff like that, you know. So I want to say something else, but I'm not going to. You can get it for yourself in your head. It looks like that, but yeah. So yeah, so that's the river of Egypt, and that is the river that Esau, well, sorry, that the Canaanites used to have power over, but now it's switched over to Esau. But yeah, so I think I am done jumping around from place to place. And no, this totally goes into something else. Sorry. The Mart of Nations, Exodus. Wow, I'll put all these links in the description box so you could check it out for yourself if you have the time. And yeah. Okay, cool. Right, so to circle it back full, Lord willing, the Kenites are, when it says that they come from Hamath, I in the other videos I argued that it must be a man that is from Hamath, but that man is actually Heber eventually, because Heber is the one that went to Hamath in Kadesh Naphtali. They were there. He was there. Well, he sorry, let me say it better. Heber the Kenite went to the place in Naphtali, which is Kadesh, and in that place there's called a town called Za'anaim, Zanaim. And he stayed there, and he had Jael for a wife. They made children with the Israelite woman, made children, and those bloodlines, those children, went forth and turned into the scribes that worked for the Judites. And the Levites have it too, but they have the Nethinims and the Meunims. Let me see. They have these. Ezra 7. And also here is also good. But they have these. They have the Nethinims. And they have the... Where's the bloodline again? I think here. Well, not bloodline, I mean... I think it was Ezra 2. Wait, let me see something. Yeah, it is. Ezra 2. Yeah, here. You have this one I'm looking for. Nehunims. Nehunims, and this one is also the Canaanites. I'm not sure about this one. And not sure about this one too. But this one I know, and this one I know, and this one I know. I did a video about that, by the way. And I didn't put it out yet. So I'll get to that later, Lord willing, of course. Let me see something now. Yeah, so the slaves of the Levites were them. And the servants of the Israelites were the Rechabites. They did certain things for us, wherewith we treated them with respect and different and stuff like that. And we were able to make them perpetual slaves, but it was more as a butler thing. Servants. Actually, the Israelites were more as a butler thing. And then they also were too as butlers, but they could be perpetual butlers. The Israelites could not be a perpetual butler. Either he stays for 6 years and the 7th he leaves, or he stays for 49 years and the 50th he leaves with his children. But if he leaves before that, his children stay with you. And if I'm correct, in the time of Jubilee, then the children need to go back to the fathers if they are Israelites. They cannot be Israelite slaves perpetually. Read Numbers, then Jeremiah 34, and you will see that you can't do that. The Lord will enslave you. So yeah, I'll keep it at this, and Lord willing, I'll load this video up. And actually, I was actually reading the book of this one. I was actually busy with this one. So I thought to myself, let me make a quick video. Well, it's not that quick. But yeah, Lord willing, it was edifying. I went into different topics, so excuse me if I, if you get in your head like, what is this guy? Where are you? I'm in another dimension, man. That's all I could say. I'm in another dimension sometimes. A lot of times, actually, The first thing that comes to my head, I react on it concerning the scriptures. Might be some other things too and stuff like that, but in this case, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what I have in my head concerning scriptures. If I talk about this and something else jump in my head, most likely I'll go there or reference it in order, to broaden your vision, your visionary, to broaden your vision toward what I'm talking about and toward the specific scriptures I am reading in that moment in time to broaden your mind, Lord willing. For example, I hope now you know that the traffic that the wisdom of Ezekiel 28. I'm looking for that. The traffic of the wisdom that he had, the Canaanite, the prince of Tyre, is beyond. I would say the same, but it's not, because Esau has it greater. Is the same type of mindset that Esau has, but only bigger. Esau has it worldwide. And he's connected more to the world. If the Prince of Tyre had the connection toward the world and everybody was, on a fancy tip, people could get from left to right, very fancy. Back in the days, only people with either you are adventurous or either you have money. Only people like that traveled. Nowadays, just regular people that would be considered low-level creatures in the ancient world, they could travel also, like for example, I'm not saying they're low-level creatures, but according to how the societies were back in those days, a person that is a servant is not going to travel. You don't have the money. You don't have the money. And if you are going to travel, you better be adventurous, because you might meet shit on the street. Robbers, anything you can imagine. You're going to meet that there. You go with your wife, they might take you and sell you. That's why the scripture is written, he that taketh a man and selleth him. Yeah. Because you had Israelites that would steal one another. The law was then therefore put. The law is not put for a righteous man. It's done for a sinner. The righteous man knows better. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's evil. The sinning man will be like, I'm trying to get some money. He'd do it for money's sake. If there were no money to be gotten in it, he wouldn't do it most of the time. Maybe he wants it for his own pleasure, because he thinketh himself to be the king, and he wants to be served. Then he'll probably do it for his own personal reasons. And then when you catch him, you put his ass in jail, then you make him serve you. Yeah, you make plates for me and stuff. You just make stuff for me that I would normally have to pay people. But you're here, so you do it. Since you wanted to make somebody else work, I'll make you work. And slap some chains on you too, so that you can't get away. And I know you're going to try, so I got a guard right there looking at you, just to see if you do something stupid. Yeah? So with that, I'm going to say shalom.